Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Okay, so I'm just over here chilling and relaxing in this country that they call the land of the smiles, Thailand. Right now, I'm listening to music with my headphones on, just watching fights. I watched a couple of Brian Norman fights. I watched Brian Norman versus Giovanni Santillan. You know, after that knockout that Brian Norman got over Sasaki, it actually makes a lot of his previous knockouts look even more impressive. So I just finished watching Norman knock out Giovanni. And then I start thinking about Abdullah Mason, you know, his next opponent, Sam Noes. Now, I've never watched the Sam Noes fight. I've never even heard of him until the news came out that Abdullah Mason would most likely be ordered to fight against Sam Noes. So because of that, I did my research like I always do. It turns out Sam Noes, he's 17-0 with 15 knockouts, and he's not bad. He's pretty good. Very aggressive fighter, comes forward, has a really, really big right hand. And the funny thing is, you know, because I'm studying his fights, watching him for the very first time, I'm over here watching his fights on mute, right? I'm listening to my music and I'm just watching his fights. And just by looking at his style, I'm thinking of, you know, what names I'm going to use as a reference to describe his style. And I automatically think of the Rocky movie and I start saying, oh, he's the Wrecking Ball. Okay, so it's going to be the Wrecking Ball, Sam Noes, against Abdullah Mason. I thought of the Wrecking Ball because of his style. He just comes forward. He's very aggressive, like I said, with a big right hand. So he's fighting this guy by the name of Patrick Balaz or Balaz. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name right. But as Sam Noes is walking him down and he's hurting him with big punches, all of a sudden, Patrick, he quits, like on some timeout type shit, right? It's like he told Sam Noes, like, hold on. Time out, right? And I give credit to Sam Noes because he stopped. He was like, okay, he stopped, right? The referee counted the guy out. He said he had an arm injury, whatever, but he quit. And Sam Noes, he got a TKO that was well warranted, right? So the funny thing is, once again, I'm watching this fight on mute. I'm not listening to the commentary, right? And once again, I'm thinking, you know what? When I make my video, I'm going to call this guy the Wrecking Ball, right? So when I seen this guy quit, I wanted to see what happened. So I turned the volume up. And as soon as I turn the volume up, the first thing I hear from the commentator is this guy is a wrecking ball. I'm like, God damn, you can't make this shit up.
He's just such a wrecking ball in there, isn't he? When he comes in close, they can't keep him off him. And Noakes has got no other motion than forward, hasn't he? And he's just continuously... he's done. And it looks like Balaj has had enough there.
He's holding his hand.
He's holding his wrist or his hand. Something's not right with him there. And the referee has called it off. And it looks like that is definitely the right decision.
So anyway, I watched a couple of his fights just to study his strengths and his flaws. So then I got really curious to see if Sam Noes has even mentioned Abdullah Mason's name. So I searched to see, you know, if he's done some interviews talking about Mason and what he thinks about Mason since he's going to be ordered to fight him, right? So he did this interview 3 weeks ago. Now, keep in mind, the WBO, they gave both fighters 20 days to negotiate a fight. So today for me or tomorrow for you guys will be the deadline. So I found an interview that he did talking about Abdullah Mason, talking about fighting him. He's well aware of course, you know, the 20-day deadline that they have. But Sam Noes, he does not sound that confident in beating Abdullah Mason. You can tell by what he said in this interview, he has an enormous amount of respect for Abdullah Mason's skills. In fact, he said that he believes it is a 50-50 fight, him fighting against Abdullah Mason. That's what he said. He's giving himself a 50% chance of winning that fight against Mason.
Do the business in this fight. And I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for him, and no one deserves it more.
It's going to be good. I'm buzzing and all, to be fair. It's all going to be overwhelming in the last few days. Well, yeah, of course, those circumstances, as I said, left WBO vacant, so it has officially been ordered as of this morning, you and Abdullah Mason. Sam, just looking at Abdullah as a fighter, as a challenge for a world title, obviously he's very highly touted in America. He's done very well so far. How do you rate him and view him as a fighter, Abdullah?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's obviously a brilliant fighter. I mean, I remember a couple of pals sending videos of him over before and obviously saying about it could be a potential matchup. But I think he's a great fight. I mean, obviously, listen, it's a 50-50. It ain't going to be no walk in the park. It's a world title fight, innit? But we wouldn't have it any other way. But I'm confident. I think it's the right time for me. It's all coming together lovely. Like, it's been a good career, really. We just keep going and it keeps getting better and better. And obviously, this is now the cherry on top, really. So just hopefully get a deal done and get it all ordered in a date, and then we can work towards that.
I'm on a new level. Guys, what Sam Noes just said right there, it does not sound promising. Once again, going into a fight and giving yourself a 50% chance of winning does not sound good at all. And it gets even worse because Sam Noes' promoter, Francis Warren, he's only talking about, we have to have this or we have to have that, in order for this fight to come to fruition. It sounds like the way they're talking, it sounds like they don't really have that much of an interest in taking this fight. They are aware of how dangerous this fight is. I mean, the way Francis Warren was talking, he made it sound as if they're willing to sell their position. Like, look, if we're going to take this first loss on our record, we better be well compensated. That's the way Francis Warren is talking.
Francis, how do you see this going? You guys have got 20 days to reach a deal. So obviously, George and Frank have got 20 days to do that with Top Rank, who represent Abdullah. Or do you believe this goes to purse bids? How do you see the shaping?
Honestly, truthfully, I mean, listen, my interest is in making sure that Sam gets looked after properly. And, Queensbury, even when I was managing Sam and at Queensbury, everyone made sure that Sam was looked after and made sure that his career's gone on the right trajectory. It's not going to change now just because it's a world title fight. The deal's got to be right for Sam first and foremost. We've got to make sure wherever the fight is, the conditions are set out for Sam's, as much as to Sam's advantage as possible. It's not just about money, although obviously it plays a big factor in it. But say if we have to travel, conditions have to be correct. If we're in England, we want to make sure that we're well represented on the card, and it's going to be one of the main fights on the card, which I'm sure it will be.
Now, I hope I'm wrong, but the way they're talking right now, it sounds like they are extremely reluctant to take this fight. This reminds me of the Errol Spence situation. I remember when Errol Spence was the #1 contender, or at least he was closing in on a title fight. And I just remember they kept ordering him to fight against this guy or that guy in a title eliminator, and none of those guys would take the fight. None of those guys will take the fight. I'm talking about real good fighters in the welterweight division. I hope this is not the case for Abdullah Mason. Hopefully Sam Noes, he takes this fight. But once again, when you're giving yourself a 50% chance of winning this fight and your promoter is talking about nothing but stipulations when it comes to money or some type of advantage in negotiations, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound positive at all. So let's see if they take the fight. We should find out within at least the next 24 or 48 hours if they accept all terms to take this fight. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers. And this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.